Have your strap close by just so it's easy to reach whenever we fit. Feel your muscles start to settle down into the ground. Feel your breath starting to flow. Nice and comfortable in and out. One of the big poses we'll be working on today is a pose called Humble Warrior. That's one where we clasp our hands behind our back and then bow forward. And so it helps to really open up the shoulders. So there will be a lot of shoulder focus today, using all sorts of things to open up shoulders in various ways. So know already you can skip things if you have any shoulder injuries that don't feel quite right. That's always going to be okay. Taking care of your body first is number one. But using that pose is kind of our staple today. Imagine the humility aspect of it is what we're really trying to embody today. Oftentimes we're so in our ego, so in how important I am and how important my story is, that we don't oftentimes take time to listen and to have compassion on others, especially when their story might look very different than ours. So today, that's the idea, is work on that humility aspect just a little bit more. Like no matter what age you are, if you're a very young toddler, a very elderly person, we all can work on this aspect of the humility and just that perfect balance of, not putting myself so much in front of others that I can't have compassion, and also not the opposite, not putting everybody else in front of me so that I'm just this nothing over here and I'm not giving myself any focus. Having that perfect balance with humility. So that'll be the idea that we rest in the back of our mind as we move through our class. Kind of listen for what that aspect of humility might mean for you today. But with that, just that image and the shoulder focus to lead us on, let's begin. The knees will start to come into the chest. And some of us might be going fast rocking, some of us really slow, gentle rocking. It's really up to you. But take it at a pace that feels really helpful for your system. From here, start to spread the arms out to each side, left and right, like a figure T. The knees will start making their way over to a twist. The knees begin to fall over to left. Feel how this is kind of our first gentle way to start opening up that right shoulder. So allow yourself to extend the right arm to the right in a way that feels helpful, not too much, but definitely feeling that slight engagement. And feel the rest of the spine just receiving this nice twist to get us started. Good. So taking another huge inhale. Exhale. Pick the knees up. Start to let the knees fall over to the right. And this gets us connected with now the left shoulder in the stretch. So pull it to a direction, to an angle, to an amount that feels perfect. Good. Taking another huge breath in and out. As the knees come back up, place a hand on each knee again and curl the forehead in toward the knees. This tight little ball. So from here, the legs shoot toward the base of the mat, arms toward the head of the mat. Then circle the arms to the side to come right back into that little ball. Feel free to go at a nice slow pace. Inhales to stretch. Exhales, go all the way through the shoulder socket back to the curled in position. Take a few more just like that. Still feels okay, taking 3 more. Beautiful. So then from here, take the hands to clasp behind the back of the head. We'll start to twist the right elbow toward the left knee. And then right leg hovers down right above the head. So we'll keep on switching back and forth, always trying to get the opposite elbow to touch the opposite knee. And the arm is twisting. Try to lift up far enough that you get gently into the shoulder. So it's kind of the back side of the shoulder, getting that gentle little tug. Leg higher up is easier, further down is harder. You choose the difficulty. Good, and let's take 2 more to each side. All doing different paces, so whenever you finish that second one, release down to the ground, getting the legs to stretch toward back of mat, base of mat, arms stretching up overhead. So the shoulders just kind of reaching really long. And then we'll take a banana shape, everything tilting like a banana to the left. So take the right ankle, cross it over, and then scoot the legs to the left. Grabbing right wrist, scoot the shoulders just a little bit over to the left. So both shoulders, both hips are down, but everything's leaning laterally to left. So especially today, paying attention to that right shoulder, you choose how much effort you put into this. If the elbow's much more bent, it's much more gentle for the shoulder. Or you could push against the wrist connection to make it much deeper. So you choose the exact quality. Good. And then as we start to release the ankle and wrist, just fall open like a figure X on the ground. Just feel how nice it is to take a huge breath cycle flowing in and out. Good. We'll take the banana to the other side. So we've got left ankle over, legs to the right. Grab left wrist, put the shoulders a little bit to the right. Again, this one's mostly about the left shoulder. So if you need to have the deeper quality, push against the wrist connection. That shoulder needs to be much more gentle. That's okay. Let it be much more of a bent elbow. Steady breaths flowing in. Out. One more cycle here. Beautiful. As we release, flat back open like that figure X. Just enjoying that nice breath flowing in and out. As that finishes, start to slide the feet into plank close to the glutes. Hands are on the floor by the hips. We're going to take bridge pose. If you know you normally cannot clasp your hands under your back with bridge pose, you'll bring your strap really close so you can use the strap to connect your hands. So either way, let's start to lift our hips up. Roll the vertebrae up as high as possible. If you could normally clasp hands, just do the hand clasp. Otherwise, feed the strap to both hands so that we can feel this first version of this kind of humble warrior type arms. Feel how the shoulders are wanting to stretch here. Feel how the body's receiving it. Kind of keep the knees slightly squeezing inward. Not to touch, but just to light engagement. Take one more breath cycle in and out. Hands release, spine rolls back to the ground. And then we're going to go into a leg stretch. So I'll give you two options since we have our strap today. Option one is just take the ball of the right foot into the strap, maybe do some loops around the wrist and just pull it in. Option two is a much more restorative pose for the hamstring stretch. So with this one, you will need to create a full loop. So feed the strap through both buckles and then back out the last one. And once you've got a loop set up, you'll place the back of the head on one side of it, the loop, and then the right leg is on the other side, so it's like a hammock just holding you up. If you're doing this one, you'll play with exactly how big or how small the circumference is. Tighter pulls it in deeper. Good, so either way, we've got this right leg stretched nicely. Also, if you're using the loop, make sure the buckle didn't end up right on the back side of the head. It's just a little bit off to the side, so it's not uncomfortable for your head. Good, we're going to take a little bit of extra time with this one, just helping those hamstrings out. You can allow the breath to go extra slow, reminding the hamstring that it's safe to stretch here. Three more good full breath cycles. Good, and we'll start to switch the sides. If you have this loop, this kind of hammock set up, then support your neck through the transition, stepping left foot in, right foot out. Otherwise, just switch to the left leg. You'll notice this leg maybe wants to be a little bit bent at first. It's like the other leg had already had lots of time to relax into the stretch. So just be patient with this leg as it's working its way straighter and straighter again. Working its way deeper into the stretch. Good, and similar to before, lots of patience, just letting those muscles begin to release on their own. Let's take about 3 more slow, deep cycles. After you finish the third cycle, go ahead and release the strap. If you have the loop set up, go ahead and unwind the loop. We'll need it to be open in a little while. And the strap can be set toward about the middle of the mat, easy access. Once we've got that, let's roll our way up to cobbler pose. So maybe 2 or 3 rolls will fit for our back. Whenever your spine is happy, feel free to settle to cobbler, bottoms of the feet together. Knees start to open. Give our spine lots of time to just release forward today. Feel how the hips are a little bit more willing to open the more time we give it. Let's also make sure we're helping to relieve some neck tension, especially with us working on shoulders. Sometimes neck tension starts to arise. So let's rock the right ear closer to the right shoulder. The left shoulder can kind of just pull back away from the stretch. And head rolls to the center. Left ear works its way closer to left shoulder. Right shoulder pulls further away. And releasing head back through the center. Take another bonus breath right here, nice and slow. The spine rolls up, kick the knees up together. Send the legs out long. If it's hard to sit up tall, the knees a little bit of bend shape is fine, otherwise long is great. Inhale, we'll reach our spine and our hands up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Feel how the legs are doing today. Yep, we do have the strap, so if anybody wants to use the strap, that's absolutely fine. So still leaning forward with the torso like this. We're going to start working into our shoulders. So the left hand is going to be grounded, whether it's on a foot or grabbing both straps, whatever's working out today. And the right arm is going to slowly work its way all the way up to the sky. And open up to that space behind. Good. Return it forward just as slow. The right hand is grounded, left hand reaches. After you finish that one, we'll do one more to each shoulder. Nice bonus breath or two as you relax here through the center. Beautiful. Starting to roll up. Let's swing our knees underneath us. Take a couple of cat cows, especially paying attention to the shoulders and the shoulder blades, how they spread away from one another, lots of space. And feel that space shorten to go to the cow. Follow your easy breath cycle a couple of rounds. One more round, up and down. Then as we come back to neutral, tuck the back toes, come up to a high kneeling spot. And we're gonna do some arm circles like we're taking a backstroke swimming. So with the right arm circling up and back, we'll also lean back just a little bit, feel those quads, and then continue to circle through the bottom. We're back up right where we started. Body over the knees. Left arm circles back and return. Nice exhale to go back. Inhale to return. Beautiful. So 2 more each side if your arms are doing okay. When we finish the last one, drop the hands back down. Walk hands forward into puppy pose. Leave the hips more or less over the knees. Arms stretch really nicely forward. And start to let the hips sink heavy backwards. You can either lead the arms forward or tuck them back for child pose. Body wants you to stay a couple of breaths longer, that's fine. If you're ready for downward facing dog, go ahead and rise up to that shape. Feel free to allow movement through legs and hips if that feels useful today. Start to walk our way up toward the top of the mat in a nice forward fold. Inhale helps us rise up, circle through the shoulders, reach up high, and hands to the heart. Good, and let's locate our strap. So for this one, we're going to grip our strap super wide. So it's like as wide as 2 or 3 of your hips, really, really big. And kind of extra exaggerated wide for this first one, just in case our shoulders are extra tight. So we'll start to circle up over our head and then all the way back. If you feel like you're getting stuck in any point, slide your hands even wider. Nice and easy, reverse it all the way back forward. It feels like it's pretty easy. Your shoulders can do more. You can scoot your head a little closer. We'll just take a couple of easy rounds like that, just working through the shoulder socket, however close or far the hands need to be at any point. And notice if you have one hand kind of leading and the other following, see if you can get a little wider to the point where both are going together. Wherever you're at in this current cycle, finish that one and then take one more round. Complete back up at the front again. We'll take that clasp behind our back to bow forward. So note if your hands have difficulty with the clasp, you'll just grab the strap behind you. You can separate your hands as wide as you need to take that stretch behind your back. If you're easily able to clasp hands, you can release the strap for now, clasp hands, and just take that version of forward fold. Breath still flowing through our body. One more inhale. Exhale, start to release the hand down all the way to the floor. Right there, let's take an inhale, slide the hands up the shins, half lift. Exhale, plant the hands all the way down. Step walk or jump back. Take it to straight to down dog, or perhaps add enough floor. We'll all take another child pose, wide knees for this one. Arms stretching forward. Those shoulders have another chance just to extend, like we're trying to walk our fingertips just that last millimeter further forward. And from here, 3 times, we're doing kind of like a modified cobra. Our shoulders travel forward, head to the back bend, and then our toes right at the end. Join it. So it's almost like a scorpion. Head back all the way to that child. So 2 more of those at your own rate. You're welcome to enjoy it nice and slow, or some might like it a little bit faster, your choice. You're in that last child pose, just enjoy another breath or 2. So planting the hands, let's head up to downward facing dog. Float our right leg here up to sky. Put some right foot between hands. Back knee lower down to the ground. Let the hips sink forward. Knee ever goes past toes, just toes forward. So breath for 2 right here, sinking low. Good. If balance allows us to walk hands up to thigh, go ahead and take it there, but still sinking forward. Perhaps 3 times, touch forearms together in front of us. Inhale, practice arms. Pull that front part of the shoulder stretch, and then squeeze forearms together. Fill yourself round to the back side of shoulder stretch. 2 more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Let the front leg straighten. Drop the hands down. A couple of breaths with the hamstring. Beautiful. So right leg sends its way back. Traveling up to down dog, unless you want to add in a bonus flow right here. Good. So once we're here, left leg floats. Step it in between hands. Back knee can drop down. Couple of breaths, sinking hips forward. Perhaps walking hands to thigh. Hips never release backwards at all. Balance is still okay, forearms to touch. 3 cycles. Inhale. Exhale. 2. 1. Good. Drop the hands down, front leg straightens. Release to the hamstring. And legs change back. Up to down dog unless you like the flow. Gazing in between hands, let's make our way up to the top. Sweep through the whole shoulder socket, right to left. Exhale down to heart. Take big toes close, heels slightly separated. We're going to warm up the quads just a little bit, sitting back like we're about to go into a chair, and just pausing and breathe. Our cycles like this. Maybe sitting back lower if it's not difficult enough. As we drop fingers down, grab onto the strap, and then rise up. Good. So this time when we're up, grab the strap just a little bit wider than the hips. We're bringing the arms up overhead. The right arm goes to the front right corner, left arm goes to the back left corner. And then remember, not too wide for this one. So from here, the first thing we do is try to pull the strap apart. It's like you rip it in two. So just give it a couple of breaths doing that. And then release that activation. Leave the right arm by the right ear, and the left arm continues to pull to that back. Good. Arms back up overhead. Rotate the other way. Left arm to the front left, right arm to the back right. Pull the strap in two. And release the activation. Leave the left arm by the left ear. Right arm pulls back. Good. Rise up to release. Take the strap over your neck for use shortly. And we'll take tree pose. So we're standing on left foot. Right knee rotates open. Finding as high as your balance allows. Posture set up tall. If the arms grow, limbs of the tree, just make sure that the shoulders are not hanging into your necks or laps. And the arms like airplane. And then this right leg back, balancing warrior 3 variation. Stepping back, warrior 1, arms sweep up to the sky. Let's grab the strap, grip to that wide spot, and do 3 of those circles. So super wide if your shoulders are tight, a little bit narrower if you've got some space by this point. 2, Good. When we finish that last one, we'll be doing humble warrior. If you need to grab the strap behind, that's great. If not, you can set the strap down. Clasp hands, bow forward, front knees bent, humble warrior. Hands release to the inside of the front foot on the ground. Hips transfer some weight backwards so that we counterbalance our fingers walk to the front top corner of the mat. Try to get the spine as long as possible from hips to knees. Lock the hands in a little bit so it's easy to cartwheel open. Warrior 2. Extended side angle. Front elbow can rest on front thigh. The other arm takes a full stretch forward. Up to warrior 2. And reverse. Good. Up to warrior 2. Turn the toes to the long edge of the mat. Clasp hands behind your back or use the strap and bow forward. Release the hands down. Roll the spine back up to stand. Pivot both heels to face forward for pyramid. So hips are all the way square forward, the back heels down. If your shoulders are still okay, you can either clasp behind, take prayer position, flip up, or just grab elbows as we go on pyramid. If your shoulders just want to break, you can just reach forward with this one. So it's up to you entirely. And take yourself over the front left leg, pyramid. And then bend the knees, roll up, grab onto strap, place it around the neck. We're stepping up to the top. Second side tree pose, left knee rotates open. We grow the branches, make sure shoulders don't hook up to ears. Open out airplane, swing the leg back. And a warrior 1. Good. Do that strap. 3 last rotations when we're there. Up. And if you get stuck, slide wider. Two more. And last. If you like the clasp with the strap, take it. Otherwise, release the strap down. Clasp hands up the back. Bow forward. Humble warrior. Drop to the floor. Wait, a hip shift stack. Let's walk fingers to that front left corner of that. Walk hands into cartwheel up, warrior 2. And then side angle, reach forward through that shoulder. And reverse. Good. Rising up, turn toes to the long edge. Last time, clasping behind the back, bow forward. Drop the hands down, take a bonus breath in and out. Bend the knees, roll up. Turn your heels toward the front of the mat. Maybe hands just drop down, or maybe clasping elbows or prayer position flipped up behind your back, and then travel forward. The knees roll up, step up to top of mat. Eagle, right thigh wraps over, right elbow under. Pull the shoulders up just a moment to stretch, crunching down a little bit. And as your arms release, see if you can grab your right shin. Rise up to stand, trying to pull that right shin in. Good. And then release, stepping that right foot back off the left side of the mat. Reach up high, grab right wrist, pull it to the left. Good. Release, step back up to the top. Left thigh over, eagle. Left elbow under. Right into the shoulder stretch. Maybe crunch down. Let's release, trying to grab the shin. Straighten up. Keeping the side. Send the leg back, stepping off that right side of the mat. Grab the left wrist, pull it to the right. Good. Step back up to the top. A little bonus, hands clasp behind your back if you'd like. Bending the knees. Drop down, arms pull behind us. Just a bonus inhale. Exhale. Hands release down. Maybe legs straighten a little bit. Inhale, slide hands up the shins, half lift. Exhale, hands drop down. Slide the feet back to plank or kneeling plank. Lower belly to the earth. Stay. Right arm takes a 90-degree angle shape off to that right side. Right cheek is down. And then we press into the left hand until we've lifted up enough to stretch the right shoulder. So it might mean hip stack, it might mean the top leg still back. Just depends on your body. Lower back to the center. Left arm, same stretch, 90 degrees. Press into the right hand until that left shoulder stretches. Choose the hip stack or leg reach that works. Good, and inhale. Exhale. Hip stack down. Hands underneath us, pressing the cobra. Back to child. Set the forehead down. Hands sweep around to each side and then grab each heel. And then we take a grab it, hips lift up. This rocks us the crown of the head. Allows us to stretch upper back. Good. And as heels drop back down, reach the arms forward. Walk the hands off the left side of the mat. And off the right side. Hands back onto the mat. Come back up to kneeling. Stepping our right foot here up to the right outside edge of the right hand. Turn the right toes out to the right just a little bit. And the right hand will take a journey circling up and back. If you can easily reach the back foot, you're welcome to. You don't have to. This is mostly about the shoulder. Good. One inhale. Exhale. Hands down. Right knee back. And left foot forward. And the left toes to the left just a little bit. Left hand starts to circle. Your choice if you're grabbing the back foot or just letting the shoulder. Inhale. Exhale. Hand down. Knee comes back. We're in normal kneeling posture. Right arm reaches up to sky. Right arm threads down to the ground. Left arm can wrap around the low back or stretch forward your glutes. Slide the left hand in front of the face to press into it. Second side right away, left arm reaches to thread. Right arm wraps or reaches. Inhale. Exhale. Right hand in front of the face, press into it. Push it down to a seated place. We'll cradle out our right leg. Giving that right leg a couple of good rocks for the hip. Each of our hips are slightly different. So when your hip says, okay, thank you, I think that's about what I can give you. Then we'll start to release down. Some of us cross legs, some of us shin stack, some of us knee stack if both hips can be down. Don't feel like you're forcing a posture. And then from this spot, we'll end up with right hand up, left hand under. So if you have strap today, this is a great place for it. Take the strap in the right hand, place that at base of neck. Left hand grabs the strap from under to walk the fingers as close together as possible. If you get the fingers to grab, great. If not, just keep on holding the strap. Try to set the posture up tall. Top elbow trying to point up. Let's take 2 more breaths wherever we are here, nice and tall. Gently release the fingers to the floor. Allow your body to take an easy lean forward. Good. Lifting up. Now the right leg is just relaxing down. We're cradling left. Get a couple of good rocks. Coming down to cross-legged shin stack or knee stack on our hips. Maybe strap for this hat. Left hand has the strap, it's at base of neck. Right hand starts to walk closer and closer together underneath. Maybe fingers join. Maybe this side is just nice to hold the strap. Top elbow trying to point up, posture tall. Last inhale. Exhale, hands can completely release, find the floor. That beautiful chance to drop forward. Good. So this will begin our journey toward Shavasana. We're welcome to take any last stretches we need, maybe seated or laying down stretches. Eventually we'll come to our Shavasana point, just laying comfortably on the ground. Some of us might get there sooner, some of us might need a little bit more for our bodies before we get there. That's okay either way. So whenever you're comfortable at that point, return back to that slow breath. Just kind of realizing as we're laying back, it's like we're humble, we're one with the earth, our spine is just right there. So let the slow breaths flow. You're beginning to inhale. Exhales. Introduce little movements back to fingers and toes. Ankles and wrists. Stretching out in a way that feels good. Eventually taking a nice fetal position off to one side. Feel how any weight that was on our shoulders when we came in, like it's much more willing to just drop right off. Just enjoy a good breath or two until you feel ready to rise. Comfortable seated. No rush. So here with hands in front of our heart, you reconnect back to our intention, that idea of humility. Feel how much nicer it is through our shoulders to take that humble position and to feel like we have to hold the weight of the world up with our shoulders. Sometimes our ego tries to put so much importance on everything that it just weighs us down. So perhaps the rest of the day, try on a little bit of humility, try on listening to others, having a little bit more compassion. Or maybe there's a different way intuitively your body and your spirit told you to work on with humility. So with these ideas to lead us on, let's wrap up the time we shared together today with the sound of Om. Deep inhale now. May we be filled with light, happiness, and peace. Namaste.